Hello, Microsoft community, and welcome to episode 2 of Mum in Tech Blogs, a deeper dive into Microsoft portals. Something I've focused on a lot this week is Microsoft Learn and actually going through the modules for portals. So, as you can see, I've earned myself some digital badges. Cue sound effect. It's actually been very helpful to go through the modules. I did introduce this on the last vlog, but I'm going to reiterate a great source of information for anybody starting out. So to help me with my learning, I have found an event on LinkedIn, which is a community project, and it's a series to help people learn Microsoft portals. So looking at it, I think we're part way through the series now that I've joined. Previous to this, they've done exploring Power Apps portals, discovering portal features and the architecture, and exploring the Portal Studio. So today I'm going to jump into the session, see what it's about, learn some tips, and pass it on to you guys.
Make sure your hair looks okay, like mine. All right, I think we got it. Cool. Well, this is get together number 4 on our Zero to Hero Portals program. Today, again, we're gonna look into branding strategies for portals, of portals. When you install portals, right from the get-go, your portals will have the menu bar straight at the top. So in this example, this is very close to vanilla. Navigation is at the very top, okay? So if I go to my website record, you see that I have the header template here and the footer template. If I remove this guy and hit save, and so you see now that my header looks a lot different than the original website, than what this looks like. All right, so Mary had a question on if I wanted to copy the content of a page from one page entry to another, how do I do that? So at first we clicked here, and then we looked at the code content, and we saw all of this stuff. And clearly, this is not the content of the page itself. This is actually showing the header template that's being used to drive the navigation menu. The editor will show which area you have selected. So for example, here, I can see that footer is selected. If I click outside, I can see that a section within the body of the page is selected, so I'm safe to look at the source code. Second part of this presentation is it'll be a bit more code intense, but it is one thing that I do, and a strategy that I use when I'm branding websites.
I've just come off the session led by Victor, Zero to Hero, Power Apps portals, and I am buzzing. That was exactly the session I need to help me this week in my vlog, to learn how to customize the branding of my portal, to match the branding from other sites that I find inspiration from. Honestly, a great series, and not just for citizen developers, for both citizen and more advanced developers as well. So I'd highly recommend it, and I'm going to be talking about the session as I go through the edits to my vlog today. Let's do this. So, websites. So in Victor's session today, we were talking about the structure of the site and how you can map out different pages for your header and your footer. Also, how to change the color scheme of your site, or the font within that as well, which is great because that was a question I had in episode 1 vlog. Okay, so in Victor's session, when we were talking about the structure of the pages, what he was saying is you've got your website, which is your Famalam gallery, and then the structure is made up as part of web links. So what I'm going to do is I went through Microsoft Learn, so I'm just going to give a quick overview of what all these are to remind myself. So we've got page templates is a record that defines the layout and the behavior. So that's going to be the template that we use within our page. Right, content snippets are reusable fragments of editable content that can be placed within a web template. Use snippets to create consistent appearance for the site. Let's have a look at that. Okay. So the gallery site that I have created, it's showing as published. It's using the template page with title. And it's sitting in web pages. Now, according to Victor's session, it's web link sets that will help you to structure. So we have the default web link. So in default, you've got home, gallery, about us. I'm gonna get rid of this one and this one and this one. Don't need those. I think. Okay. So we've got, oh, where's default gone? Primary navigation. This is what is showing home, services, about us. So in web links, this is showing me the pages that are the primary navigation menu. If I go back, profile navigation. So this, I guess, is where we can set up a profile so that people can log in. If it's not, if I've got that wrong, please comment below. I'll look into that later. Secondary navigation, again, no data. So it looks like on this site, out the box, we have the primary navigation, and then of course the footer. Cool. So this kind of gives you, this menu seems to give you an overview of how your site's set up through the web link sets. And it's this one that we need to edit. So as we saw earlier, we have a web page set up called Gallery, and then I need to put that into this primary navigation. So let's see if I can. Woohoo! We're in. So I'm going to change the name of this to the Stantons. We want the parent page. We'll keep that as services, because what we'll do is change that name in a short while. The page, oh, I need to make a new web page for the Stantons. So let's do that. So we need, this is saying parent web link. So we need to create a web link. Let's change services to Gallery. Part of the primary navigation set, it's published. The page is a gallery based page. Okay, that's great. How do I get from this to Studio Editor? Editor. Okay, powerful suite of editing tools. More information control, web page access for portals. Right. Edit the header and footer. Point to the page header. Okay. This is instructions for how you can edit your site pages within the actual Portal Studio Designer itself. Now, for those citizen developers out there, this can get complex. So I'm trying to find the kind of easiest route through that's kind of least confusing. So as we just saw, I've struggled a little bit in that menu area. Now I'm going to jump into the studio. So Power Apps Portal Studio. So this is one of those things that seems so obvious, but actually isn't so obvious if you've not used it before. So we need to go into Power Apps, then click on Apps, then Edit within the actual apps section to get to the Portal Edit Studio. Okay, so we want to go home. Let's go home. Oh, it's going to take me there. We don't want to go. We want to go to, let's try, I know, make.powerapps. Make.powerapps.com. Moment of truth. Okay, cool. Okay, this is where we needed to navigate to. So there's an immediate distinction between going into your Portal Manager versus going into your app site. If you go into Power Apps, that is where you can get the Studio Editor that we used last time. If you go into the Portal Manager, then you're going to get that back-end system, which for a citizen developer may be a little bit more confusing. So as the documentation says, we're going into apps, and then, aha, here we are. Ba-ba-da-ba. Yay, we got there in the end. So this is the thing, right? This technology is amazing and it's incredible, but this is why I'm here, to try and navigate the easiest way through, because something as straightforward as going into Portal Manager versus going into Power Apps to find this design studio is something that a new person could miss and maybe get put off by. So glad we found it. Come on. Default navigation menu and page display order has been updated. To see the changes, select sync configuration. So this was actually in my notes from Microsoft Learn. So from Microsoft Learn, it does say that you can use sync configuration to reflect the changes in Studio when using the Portal Management app to change the configuration of the pages. Let's learn how to do that. Handy how it's got little links to the documentation, and it has you know, Microsoft actually prompts you with kind of errors or things that you could improve upon as you're in the studio. So that's really helpful for a beginner. So if you change the web link set to using the Portal Management app, then try to edit it, you may see the following message. We got that. That was the message we saw. You can select sync configuration to see the changes to your navigation menu. Where is it? Where is it? Have I just missed this? Is this like so obvious? Oh, it's there! It's there. It's right there, guys. Let's sync it. So this is syncing the changes between the Portal Manager and the actual Portal in Studio. Okay, as you can see, I still have a navigation bar, and actually it's done what I wanted to. It's changed gallery from services to gallery, so not too bad. Cool. So there's me thinking that I completely messed this up as a new person, but really the risk is quite low because it's done what I wanted it to. It's just that when you use the studio, it's a bit user-friendly. The UI is a bit easier to work with, whereas when you're doing it in the Portal Management system, you know, you get that fear that you've done something wrong, but actually it's not life-threatening. It's fine. So add a new web page. Cool. So I was kind of right. So we're going down here, web pages. Right, we need to add a new web page because what I want to do is I want to use the parent page as gallery, but then I want to have links to child pages, aka pages that branch off from the main page. One for the Stantons, one for the Greenwoods, I forgot my family's name then, and one for the Berries. And so each of these pages can contain the individual pictures of each family member. So each of these areas can contain individual pictures for each family. The page template, let's just browse this. I would like just kind of a gallery, page with title, page with we don't need a page with child links because it's just its own page. Let's go page with title. See what that does. Publishing state, pulled through like the whole. If you're building a portal for your business, then you want to really consider at what point you publish, because if it's in the public eye, then I presume as soon as I save this, it's going to be published. Or if you're doing a proof of concept, then again, think about whether you've given those portal details to your client or not. If you have, then they will see it once it's published. So that's great. I've saved. Let's go back. And there we are. I've created a new page. Yay. I need to do this twice again for the other families. So let's do that now. Okay, great. So I've now made those 3 pages. What I need to do is link these 3 as child pages from within the gallery. So I'll go in here. I'm hoping this is going to be quite straightforward. So they're already there because when I set these pages up, I'd already selected gallery as their parent page, so I don't need to do anything here. So now what I want to do is go into the Power Apps Studio and sync and cross my fingers that that's worked. I should see a cascade of 3 pages down from the gallery area. Ooh, not quite. Wonder why it's done that. Let me just jump back into the portal management area. So this might be that our gallery, so the gallery is the home page, is the parent page. This is a page with child links, so that's fine. I don't quite understand why this has happened. Got that. Right, it says it here actually. Parent page, home, gallery. Let's try this again. Now that I've just saved the gallery. Please work, please work, please work, please work, please work. Yes, I've done it! I've created a cascade of pages. Now, I'm sorry for people out there that are really technical and think that I should not be this excited, but for a citizen developer, that is an achievement. Woohoo! Right, now you know how to create your menu items. So if we go to the site itself, as we can see, we have this menu bar along the top. And what Victor's session showed really well is how to customize this. Now you can do this through HTML code, or you can do it through the designer. The tip that was given is to dabble a little bit in the HTML code if you want to change the colors and that sort of thing. But let's start from the Power Apps site itself. So here we've got the header template, and that is what's showing up on the top. Now these are universal across the site, so on every page they will remain the same. So part of the design element of the site is to look at those and to change those to the colours and structure that you'd like. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is customize the navigation bar slightly, just because, as you notice, I hover and it's blue. It doesn't really match the purple theme that I've got going in the website. So to do this, I'm actually going to use a tip that Victor told us all about in his session today. And if you are new to this, please don't be put off. What we're going to do now is jump into some HTML coding. But the way that Victor explained it, it's actually quite straightforward. So I'm going to give it a go. Follow me along. If you don't want to do this bit in your own site, then not to worry. I'm sure there must be other ways around it. What Victor had said is click right and then inspect. And what this is going to do is pull up this coding area on the right. Now, from what he'd said, it's quite straightforward. It's a case of finding the element that you want to edit. So in this case, it's the navigation. And as I've clicked that, you can see it's highlighted the whole section. And then what he'd shown is if you go up here, you can see styles. And in here, we actually have the background color. We have a border color. Okay, so if we look at this, the background color is white and the border's transparent. Now this looks to me like it's the navigation bar static at the top. So this looks to me like this white part here. What we then want to do is change the highlight. So I think that maybe because it's not actually selecting the actual menu item. Maybe I can't see it. Border colour transparent. So what we can do is look at themes over here, and we can actually change the theme. Oh, hello. We can actually change the theme of the entire site. And what it does is, as you can see, it's showing us a lot of code. Now, for new citizen developers, this may be a little bit overwhelming or confusing, but Victor has given us a place to go where we can actually pull a theme for free. So I'm just grabbing the website. It is bootswatch.com/3. And one thing to remember is always to have the 3. And these are free themes for Bootstrap. And as we can see over here, we've currently got a Bootstrap type theme in there with CSS code. So we can use one of these if we wish within our portal. Now, as you can see, you can simply download them. So Victor explained, just have a look through if there's one that the color palette fits into what you're trying to achieve. Obviously, I'm going for like pinks and purples. So these are too dark for me. That one's a little bit better, but these primary colours are a bit too much. Let's try and download the closest one, I think, for me, is going to be this one. I'm going to download the paper. Now what this will do is also replace your fonts across your site. So if you've grown attached to the font that's already there from the out of the box template, then just be aware this is going to change it. Oh, hello. So that's downloaded. So I want to save this as a file. Okay, let's save it there, and it's saving as a cascading style sheet, CSS code. And now let's upload it and see what happens. Don't quite understand why that's not working. Aha, here we go. So we need to actually click the arrow to download it. So I'm going to download the same version that's in the portal. So that's .min.css. And then here we go. It's here. So we've got it here in download. So let's just try and upload it to the Power Apps area from my download section. Not again. Aha, so let's just get rid of these a sec. Aha, here is that blue colour that I can see. So and this is the body of the page, look, is that colour. Body of the page is that colour. So I am going to change this to the darker colour so that it matches the header. That works. Grey, 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 purple. So it looks like we're going grey and purple. Quite pleased with that. The only thing is this hover. That's bothering me. Actually, Victor did mention this. So let's just take a look. I'm just going to take a look at my notes from the session because Victor mentions this in his video. Found it. So we need to type A:hover to change that highlighter colour, and it should be where we find background colour as the property. So if we go back to here, style sheet again, back to the top. So we've got the navigation bar has no shadow, no border, and the font size is 12. So here's where you can increase the font size. The background colour, which is inverse. Oh, hello. So when you actually hover over that, it shows you where it's referring to. On the left-hand side, see? That's pretty cool. So you can actually see it quite easily. Let's try this as our purple. No, see, we don't want that as purple. We want the highlight.